Come in. Come in. Sit down. Shut off the light. Come in. Come in. Sit down. Shut off the light.
All that fanfare. That whole time that shit was running, the getting ready stuff was running, I was just sitting here. I spent a lot of time on that, so I might as well use it. Even if I mean, I need it sometimes, but not every time. Yeah, I'm in the dark. Oh, I forgot to change the stream details. I can go on, I can fix that. Hold on. That's what I'm supposed to be doing in that time, actually. I am not playing Star Wars Battlefront. I played Star Wars Battlefront for like 30 minutes. And maybe 10-20 minutes of that was actually playing the game. The other... How do I edit the stream details? Fuck! I didn't do anything I was supposed to do. I'm not ready for this at all. How do I edit my stream details? Can I change it while live? Edit stream info. Thank God. I can't spell, bro. Okay, everybody clap for me. I got that right. Now I have to change the game capture. I mean, that music is nice. Look at this loose hair. I don't like that guy. There's another one. Are we ready now? I'm doing that right now. I was looking at this. I have the stream manager up on my monitor, and it's like maybe like 5 seconds behind. And I fucking looked over, and I saw I was doing that. I'm like, when did I do that? I don't remember doing that. I look dumb as fuck, and I realized I'm still doing it. Okay, well let's not let that happen. Oh, I could have edited my stream info. Okay. What is this all about? Okay. Now we can play the game. So I've played this game before. On version 8. I haven't played it since version 9 came out, so like at all. So I'm not even really I don't. Oh, we'll speedrun the tutorial. I kind of need it. Right, because that can happen. And I need that. This is the stuff we need to learn. Oh, fuck. Help me! What the fuck? What are these? Oh. Yeah, so it's like... How do I grab? Yeah, yeah. Oh. Tap. Ugh. Oh, well that's pretty neat. X is to zoom. Okay. Oh, fuck! I have Velma mode on. Okay. I'm keeping it on, by the way. I know what's back here. It just doesn't work anymore. It didn't work when I did it either. Why is it so... Why is it so bright? So fucking bright! Oh yeah. Grab. Okay. Oh. If I... How do I throw it? Nope. How do I how do I throw it? Hey buddy, you have to tell me how I throw it because I don't like you. I just want to throw the book. Hey, buddy, you have to stop talking because people don't like you. Burger, burger, burger. Hamburger. Am I supposed to have a key card? Okay, you shouldn't have. Where's the fucking key card? Is it up here? Oh yeah, it's on the rock, of course. Why am I bleeding all over this rock? Fuck! I threw it! Is that... You literally... Okay, so whatever I was holding, I guess I'm just not allowed to throw. Okay, you don't actually need to finish the tutorial, and it's different, so I'm not doing it. There's more stuff to learn, so I'm not doing it. Okay. Nope. You actually do have to finish it. Of course I have to finish it, bro. What a waste of time. Oh, so I actually have to look at these. It's like Minecraft. Pretty sure this works, right? Guess not. I love how it's a 2D object. This is... I didn't know how to use this at the best of times. And I like use it, right? Oh fuck. Fuck. Okay. Will you just tell me the fucking secret? What are we gonna do? A piece of coal. That was so violent. Can I just use this one? I wanted to pick it up and I don't know why I threw it. That didn't help anyone. Please just let me in. What's the secret that I have to learn? Very nice sound. Bitch. A battery, food, a hat. Okay, well. I love the sound design in this game. Why am I so far off to the side? That's worse. Please, I just want to know. Oh. I have single digit IQ. Shrimp. Okay, I do know how to do all this. I like how this isn't mandatory information. This is literally like the basics of the game. Well, not the basics. But it's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird how it's choosy. Also, you're going to see how bad I am at math. The sound is different. Eight, 9, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. Very unpleasant high note it hit there. I don't know what this is. This is new. The tapes are in motion. The tapes, like the average white boy, are bad, and are ideally in motion. Which? Oh, I put them in there. Uh-huh. Okay. This is gonna freak me the fuck out, I tell you what. Okay. Nope. Why does it matter? It shouldn't matter. Fuck you! God damn it! Okay, I figured it out. Are you a real station? No. No, no. Bro, get real. I don't understand. I thought it would give me more tapes. Bad. Ow. Oh, this is new. Well, that looks good. So, what? Okay, slow down. I'm not built for this kind of shit. Green to green, red to red, blue to blue. Why was it lit up? Red to red. Where does it start at? Oh, I think it starts in the middle. I have no idea how I did that shit, but alright. I'm just pressing buttons. Yes. Oh, fuck. I did that. How do I move it? Okay, well, you didn't tell me how to move them. Oh. Well. Oh, okay. I must be sick in the fucking head. I'm under the impression that these are matching. Okay, never mind. Did I not do something right? It's all lit up. Okay. That should be it. Why is 99% even an option? You told me to use the blue bar, and I was, and then it lied to me. Just let me go. I'm mad. I'm full of rage. Oh, I wanted to see what those hands were all about. Okay, whatever. I'm not worrying about it. Do not show me this again. I didn't read it, so please do. I could have just read it, but no, we're just gonna do that. Daily task, fine. Secret setting A. I don't know what cold swap is. Custom content has to be on. I don't know what extreme combat is. Funny rules should be on. Oh. I porked it. I porked it all up. Oh, well, my last save was Jesus Club 9000. I guess. Yeah. What? Is that? Is that? Is that the fucking Trump cube? I haven't played this in like 6 months. I genuinely... That is definitely the Trump cube. Is that a poster, I think? I'm familiar with the Trump cube. I bet I can find my Trump cube. Hold on. I have it as a sticker, so I can get it. Let me fix my my screen, and then we can get the Trump cube in. Let me show you guys the Trump cube. I have to find it, but... Okay, I just pull it up on my Discord and let me... Right monitor. That's the right... Are you gonna change? Am I... Display capture... I don't get it. Oh. It's drawing over it. How is that display capture? Whatever. Oh, right. Discord won't draw because it's streamer mode. I just wanted to show the fucking Trump cube. I promise I'm not trying. This was supposed to be a 30-second tangent. Yeah, okay. In case you were wondering what the Trump cube looks like. We can keep them. We can keep them on screen. Yeah, we're gonna keep them. We're gonna keep them for a little while. Mama said we can keep them. Wait, convert saves? Okay. I kind of want to see if I can explore it. Oh. Okay, that didn't sound very good. Okay, Maxwell's here. Is my save? Well, I guess my custom content has to be here. Cause I don't have power. I don't think. No, I do. Why is my TV off? It's plugged in. How do I turn it on? I don't know if there was ever. I didn't do anything! Don't call me a dumbass! Why is custom content disabled? Hold on. It's... Are you breaking into my fucking house? What is going on? I don't know what this event is. I haven't played this game in so long, and this is a new version, and something is happening, and I just wanted to watch... I just wanted to look at my stuff. Like, this is kind of scary. What? Shut up. Cannot use. Yeah, now you're gonna fucking get somebody. Hold on, I have to pull it out. Turn it off, turn it off. We're wasting fuel. Come into my house. Suck my dick. Call me gay. Ah, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, you get to go in head first. No, we're not. Invading my personal space, you get what you fucking deserve. Oh my god, how many of you are there? Anyone else? Anyone else get any fucking ideas? Hmm? all the racket about? What am I holding? Okay, I have a hammer. That makes me feel better. How do I turn on custom content? Game. I'm gonna go find out what that fucking racket out there is. Okay, it's all fucked up. Oh, fuck. It might just be my garbage making that sound. Okay, I can't figure out how to turn on custom content, and this has been thoroughly fucked. We're turning that on. I think I need to be in the main menu to do it. Why? Is this the only piece of custom content uploaded? It's the only one. I can't see my Tomoko shrine. My Weezer album. Or most importantly of all, my shrine to Benjamin Netanyahu. This was a picture, and this was a flag of Israel. What the fuck is this? Okay, well. Yep, it's just how I remember it. I literally can't leave. I think it's because of this event that's going on. The nature of which I do not understand. I feel like I have to learn this whole game all over again. I can't leave. Oh my fucking god. It's not that difficult to just go around, by the way. Albertsons. always wondered if that's a German reference. It's gotta be, right? But I don't know if he ever played this game. He's a great funny man. I've never, like, I don't know. There's a fire exit now. I am in agony. Some fucking fire exit you are. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I have a bandage. Get out of my way. Holy shit. He's dead. He's gotta be. Where did he go? This is a different alien. Where did he go? Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Why is it just the drum cube? I don't understand. Oh. What is all this racket? Bro, I'm gonna see the fucking Hat Man because this event's been going on for like 7 hours in game. I don't really want to see the Hat Man. I can't go to bed because... Bro, you're not gonna have much of a fucking choice in a minute. Do I have any coffee or something? I mean, everything exploded. Oh my god. It's a good thing I'm never using this save ever again. Because holy shit. I should have like... My life and livelihood is ruined. Curse you, former picture of Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu! I should have some chocolate in here. Yeah. Too cold. I put it in the microwave. If you're cold, they're cold. Put them in the microwave. fridge door is open, so I can't save. Did my power go out, or have I just been sitting in the dark? Okay, I've just been sitting in the dark. I mean, I know I've been using the battery. There's still an event going on. See ya, bitch. I didn't want to play the game for this long. I really wanted to come in here. Well, I don't want to play the game, but I want to make a save. I might have to Alt F4. That might be the only way I can get out. I really appreciate the... I don't know what else to do. Get this fucking thing out of here. I'm tired of looking at it. Every time I look over, we make eye contact. I'm sick of it. God damn it. I'm losing my mind. Wait, I don't want to... Okay. As long as custom content is on, then... Okay. Good, only the essentials. Can I pick it up? It's in the way. It's a little in the way. Gate. I think I go this way. I think that's base, or is that base? Or is neither of those base? This is not base. I'm just gonna keep going. It's this way. I have 10p. I have 10 pennies. Put the drum cube back on, you'll be pissed. Oh, that's base. Okay. Jesus. I thought someone was calling me. I thought it was like static. Get out. Good. That's good security practice. Right. Okay, no power. Let me just go get settled in, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna learn to hate that thing. Just go to bed. You do not want to sleep. Brother, do you see what hour it is outside? I think to get the power back on, I have to go in the basement. Which, I hate you fucking things. Okay. Oh. Never mind, I just went into a scary ass basement for no fucking reason. I have to get in there, I believe. Oop. Excellent security practice. Why are there so many of these fucking things? Oh my goodness. My first business. I'm getting this fucking place put back together. Oh my god, I hate that. Where's the light? Look at this place. Jeez Louise. What is this? Animals. Okay, cubicles. It's fine, I guess. I forget just how much time. I had spent on my last save just making it not look like this. And this is worse than it starts out on the last version. Good. Great. But what is this? How do I ping? Oh, here's something. No, don't recenter me. Why do you even exist? I don't remember how to play this game. I thought I did, and I don't. Okay, well that makes me a little happier. Do I really want to play a a chores simulator, and a slightly scary chores simulator at 11:47 p.m. on a Sunday night. I do, but I don't want to learn how to play a chores simulator at 11:47 p.m. on a Sunday night. That's the distinction we're working with here. Oh no. I feel like Master Chief. I need a weapon. I need something to break these crates with. I mean, this is just unacceptable. Hey. Hello? Where's... We got whales? I guess the last guy that was here was like... France? Or is that France? That's France, right? Yeah. Is that China? Wales? Scotland? I must be dyslexic. She asked for a floppy disk and I pulled something else out. I'm so not doing this right now. How long did I even stream? Twitch? Ooh, my bitrate is awful. Unstable. Can I turn it down? Oh. I really like the button that just hides the problem. Okay. I forgot to save. Fuck. Whatever. I literally did nothing. None of that is canon. So Trump Cube? He still exists, but I moved him off screen. I can't get him back. I mean, I'm sure there's a way. I don't know how. I don't know how to get Trump Cube back. I just moved him off screen. He's gone. Is there not a like reset transfer? I figured it out. Voices of the Trump Cube. I made this thing, this image. I don't remember why I made it. That's kind of funny too. It's not as good because it doesn't cover it all. Well, you can perfectly cover an element of each of these with Trump Cube. Which truly is a very useful tool. It's just kind of funny. I don't know. This is the dumbest bit ever, maybe. It's just, I don't... Whoops. I'm not trying to move that. I'm trying to move the trim this way. Okay. Bye. I'm done. I'm gonna leave it here. Had a great time though.